actually mixed the Tatcha Longevity Serum in with the foundation, and I think that added another layer of radiance to her makeup that just made her look even more juicy and glowy. I use foundation a lot with my hands. So when I apply it, I'm applying it like a massage, like I do with my skincare. I'll go in with a brush to add more coverage, and then I use a sponge to blend it out, but I never apply foundation with a sponge, and I never apply foundation directly to the brush to the face. Regarding powder, she has powder only in the T-zone of her face. There's no loose powder all over. I just wanted to knock out the shine that happens in the middle of her forehead and around her nose. And that powder I used was a Paris Berlin press powder. They're a makeup brand local to Paris. You can only get it in Paris, I believe. And every time I'm in Paris, I always go there to shop. It's like a theatrical industry makeup store, which is awesome. Her cheek is the Tom Ford Contour Cream. I only use the contour. I kind of use it like a bronzer. And on top of it was the Tatcha Serum Stick. So it gave that added radiance to that. We just wanted to keep everything light, fresh, radiant. Just flew in, and your skin gets dehydrated from the plane. So I just wanted to bring some hydration back into her skin and just bring some life to it. Her lipstick, I had several Tom Ford lipstick options, and the one that she chose was Iconic Nude, which is like this beautiful mauve pink, and we used Makeup Forever lip liner. And that was pretty much it. Her eyeshadow was just like browns, did a halo effect, mascara. I introduced her to this MAC mascara, which she loved. It was all about like beautiful structured brows, keeping everything fresh.
When Meghan Sussex stepped out in Paris last weekend for the Balenciaga Spring and Summer 2026 show, the internet didn't just notice, it exploded. Cameras flashed, phones were raised, and timelines were instantly flooded with that one unforgettable image. Meghan, wrapped in that sculpted white Balenciaga cape, clutch in hand, skin glowing like glass under the Paris nightlights. She wasn't just attending Fashion Week, she owned it. And while the fashion world was still catching its breath, the trolls came crawling out with their tired old accusations, whispering about plastic surgery, facelifts, fillers, anything to undermine the fact that this woman's beauty has always been her natural radiance and confidence. But here's the part that made everything sweeter. Daniel Martin, Meghan's trusted makeup artist and longtime friend, wasn't having any of it. When he took to social media saying, "Wow, what an overwhelming reaction you all have had to this look of Meghan's last Saturday night for the Balenciaga show. It's been a whirlwind. It wasn't just gratitude. It was a clapback wrapped in class." Because Daniel knew exactly what was going on. He knew that beneath the praise and admiration, there was also a toxic undertone, people desperate to discredit Meghan's authenticity. So instead of letting lies fester, he responded in the most elegant way possible, by standing in truth. Daniel Martin has known Meghan for years. This is the man who did her makeup for the royal wedding. That minimalist, history-making look that broke royal convention by showing freckles and skin texture instead of hiding them. While royal protocol had long favored heavy makeup and carefully airbrushed facades, Meghan walked down the aisle in 2018 glowing in her own skin. That decision, to be unapologetically natural in front of billions of viewers, was a statement. It said, "I am enough as I am." Daniel helped her say that through artistry, not surgery. And that same partnership has evolved into something deeply symbolic, a testament to natural beauty, self-acceptance, and grace under fire. Fast forward to Paris Fashion Week, and Meghan's glow wasn't the work of a scalpel. It was the work of a master makeup artist who understands her skin, her bone structure, and her soul. Daniel didn't sculpt her face with surgery, he enhanced it with skill. Her skin's luminosity came from years of self-care, hydration, clean living, and a touch of that Montecito peace. But of course the British tabloids and online haters couldn't stand that. The moment Meghan looked radiant, they rushed to their usual headlines. Has Meghan had work done? Experts claim subtle facial tweaks. It's laughable how predictable it's become. Every time this woman achieves something, or simply looks happy, someone somewhere feels threatened enough to make it a scandal. Let's be clear, what Daniel Martin did was not just a makeup look, it was an artistic and emotional statement. He took the Duchess of Sussex's natural features, those defined cheekbones, almond eyes, and flawless complexion, and used light, not surgery, to elevate them. That glass skin effect the world was talking about wasn't plastic, it was powder, reflection, and expertise. The soft bronze tones he used along her temples, the barely there lip gloss, the clean brow, it all worked together to create what beauty experts now call the Meghan Effect Paris edition. Daniel's post about the overwhelming reaction wasn't just him being proud. It was a quiet thunderclap directed at Meghan's critics, because he sees the comments, the dissecting, the name-calling, the rumors, and yet he continues to show up for her with professionalism and loyalty. Unlike so many people who have sold out Meghan for a quick media check, Daniel has always stood firm beside her, protecting her humanity and artistry. He knows Meghan personally. He's seen her in moments the public hasn't, tired, laughing, vulnerable, reflective. And what he's consistently said over the years is simple. Meghan doesn't fake it. Not her kindness, not her glow, not her success. And that's why her Paris moment was so powerful. She didn't walk in looking like she was trying to prove a point. She walked in as the point. The room shifted because authenticity always carries energy. And it's wild how some people still can't process that without reducing it to cosmetic procedures. It's as if they can't accept that a woman who has endured years of racism, misogyny, and abuse can still emerge radiant, not broken, but better. Meghan's glow in Paris wasn't artificial. It was healing made visible. Daniel Martin has spent years working with top models, celebrities, and editors, and yet, his admiration for Meghan has always felt different. In interviews, he's described her as a dream client and someone who knows herself. He's also said that when he does her makeup, it's about enhancing what's already there, never changing who she is. That's why his Paris post went viral. People weren't just seeing makeup, they were seeing a friendship built on trust, loyalty, and truth, in an industry drowning in illusion. The irony, of course, is that the same critics who accuse Meghan of being fake are the ones who defend the real plastic-polished facades elsewhere. Meghan's natural look at Balenciaga was the antithesis of that culture. Clean, confident, unbothered. And Daniel Martin, with his artistry, reminded the world what real beauty looks like. It's not about conforming to standards, it's about redefining them. Let's not forget, this was Meghan's first high-profile appearance at Paris Fashion Week. She didn't need to arrive with the publicist's circus or a dramatic entourage. She came in quietly, and the world got loud for her. That's the Meghan effect. Her presence shifts energy without her having to say a word. And part of that magic comes from people like Daniel Martin, who help her translate her inner peace into an outer glow. Now let's talk about those plastic surgery rumor mill accounts, the ones that pop up every time Meghan breathes. What they can't seem to grasp is that time, happiness, and freedom change a person's face far more beautifully than any cosmetic tweak could. Living authentically in California sunshine, away from the cold scrutiny of royal life, is what softened her features and gave her that serenity. You can see it. The peace around her eyes, the ease in her smile. Daniel simply amplified that. No doctor's office needed. When Daniel said it's been a whirlwind, he wasn't exaggerating. The global attention Meghan's Paris look received was staggering. Beauty editors, fashion critics, stylists, and fans all agreed she was the moment. The Duchess of Sussex managed to outshine the entire front row with pure minimalism. That, right there, is her power. No gimmicks, no overexposure, just refined, elevated presence. And the thing that drives the haters mad is that Meghan continues to win gracefully. They throw insults, she throws light. They dissect her appearance, she shows up radiant. They question her worth, she builds empires with compassion and intellect. Her glow is not up for debate. It's the result of peace, purpose, and being loved for who she truly is. Daniel Martin's defense wasn't loud or defensive. It was subtle, strategic, and beautifully done. He didn't have to call anyone out directly. He just posted his gratitude, and that alone silenced the noise. That's how you handle hate. Not by feeding it, but by shining brighter. And Meghan's Balenciaga moment was the brightest we've seen her in years. What's incredible is how this one appearance in Paris, just one night, completely flipped the conversation. The same tabloids that mocked her for leaving the royal family are now covering her as a fashion icon again. The same outlets that called her irrelevant are forced to admit she dominates every headline without even trying. Meghan isn't chasing attention. Attention follows her. Because when you're real in a world of filters, you stand out naturally. So here's the truth Daniel Martin reminded everyone of. Meghan Sussex doesn't need enhancement. She is the enhancement. Her mere presence elevates every room she enters, every conversation she inspires, every brand she touches. From her natural wedding glow to her Parisian elegance, she's never tried to imitate anyone else. She's simply refined herself. And that's what true evolution looks like. So to those who keep screaming plastic surgery, maybe take a closer look at what joy, peace, and purpose can do to a person.